So you want to know more about the lucrative returns that are offered by converting empty commercial buildings into residential gold mines. Well, Gary here was thinking exactly the same thing, and he has asked us this. Great video and walkthrough description and concluding figures, typical investor returns offered, percentage or fixed return or both. So Gary, to answer your question, what are typical investor returns on a project like that? The answer is, it depends. Now, of course, it depends on the size of the project, the length of the project, the investor, and all of the numbers. But I'll give you some outlines as to some of the ways that we work with our investors to hopefully answer your question. Now, the way that we fund these commercial conversion developments is we will use what's known as development finance. That's the bank's money. And the banks are going to give us the majority of the funds that we need to do the project. They're going to give us 100% of the build costs. They're going to give us 100% of the professional fees, the utilities, the warranties, all of the costs associated with converting that building. The bank is going to give us that money. But they're also then going to give us a percentage of the purchase price. Now that might be up to something like 65% of the purchase price, which means we just need to find that additional top up, that extra 35% in this case. And that is where our investors come in. Now, investors come in all sorts of shapes and sizes, flavors, experience, the whole kind of shebang. But ultimately, they are going to be putting the money into this project. Now, they may just give us a straight loan, and that's all fine. They might just loan money to the company for a straight interest return. Now, for something like that, you might be looking at somewhere like 10 to 15% return per annum on that money. So that's kind of a typical example. But what might happen, and this is as you get a little bit more advanced, you might end up joint venturing with that person. So they may come in and be part of the deal. Now, if they're coming in and being part of the deal, they may not charge you any interest on that money. And that tends to be the way that we work with our investors. But what we tend to give them is a percentage of the profits or the project, for example. So there's another example of how you can work with an individual on a commercial conversion to utilize their funds and your expertise and deal. So in a recent commercial conversion at our Montpellier house project in Cheltenham, a video that you can see right here, right at the start of its journey, the numbers work roughly like this. The end valuation is around £8.5 million. It's going to cost roughly £2.5 million to convert the building, and we bought it for roughly £3.5 million. So to make this deal work, we needed to find roughly £1 million of funds from our investors. Now, we brought together a number of high net worth individuals to help fund that deal. And they are roughly getting between 12 and 15% return on their money per annum. So if you like the sound of that and have worked out roughly there's £1.5 million of profit in that particular deal, and you want to do this for yourselves, somewhere around this video you will find a link where you can download a report that will help you get started on your commercial conversion journey. So Gary, I hope that helps answer those questions. For anyone else watching this video, I hope it was useful for you too to explain some of the finance options and investor return options on these types of deals. If you have any questions on this or any of the other commercial conversion videos or the walk rounds, make sure you put a comment below and I'll answer them on a future video. Now, my name's been Dan Eaton. It's been fantastic to be here with you and answer these questions. I hope to see you on a YouTube video soon.